So, this is my first official podcast. So, today I'm just going to be talking about the fixer upper. Some of y'all, I guess, would know it as like the Build a Bear girl. And I felt like it was very prevalent to talk about because as I'm going through my own personal journey and trying to work on a lot of things that I have going on within, for example, like the low self esteem and the loneliness and just the need to be needed, right? I actually came to a revelation earlier today. So I said, you know what, let me hop on here and record something because I feel like a lot of the times we kind of just go on with our own process without actually fully being aware of the process and how it's impacting you in your life, right? So, what is a builder bear girl? What is a fixer upper? The healer, right? The nice girl. And I'm still working through a lot of things, right? Reading a lot of books, just trying to get a better understanding so that I can stop certain behaviors. Um, One thing I wanted to bring to the attention is my sister used to say this thing, right? She used to say, whatever a guy tells you, believe him. Whatever he says, believe him, right? I once dated this guy that used to be like, "Oh, you're too good for me." I don't know why you're even with me. I don't know why, right? And I'm all like, "Oh no, you're not. Like, we belong together." Delulu, much? Yeah. And this is in no way, shape, or form to bash men. This is all about self accountability, right? And I think sometimes people can easily misconstrue that as, oh, you're bashing, da da da. No, this is me taking accountability for me, right? Because that same guy once told me that I was breaking my own heart, right? And um, one thing about men is they don't lie. Not really, right? Um, and something came to mind earlier. Sorry if I'm jumping all over the place. Something came to mind earlier today while I was working. And it was something along the guise of the creator gave women the gift of intuition because she knew that women would become inflated with seminal fluid and it would really mess up the thinking process that we have, right? And sometimes that does happen to where you're so deeply emotionally involved in a person and then, you're sleeping with them, all common sense and judgment goes out of the window. Like things that you know that you should not be putting up with or accepting from a man, you'll find a way to gaslight yourself out of common freaking sense, right? And that's where intuition comes in. And when you start to ignore your intuition, well, then we have dreams, right? And a lot of guys be like, oh, well, that's just dreams. It's just dreams. They don't mean nothing. They mean everything. And I do mean everything. Okay. Um, but yeah, so back to my point, men don't lie. They do tell you the truth, either directly or inadvertently. And really, as unfair as I used to think that it was, because I used to feel like, hey, like, you should directly tell someone what it is that you feel, right? I don't think that it's right for another human being to try to deceive someone else just so you can get something out of them, right? But looking back at myself, was I doing the same thing? By being nice, even when I knew that that person did not deserve or earn my kindness, the love, the loyalty, the respect that I was giving, They didn't do anything to earn it, to deserve it, and yet I still gave it so freely and was hurt every single time, right? So whose fault is that? Because if a person will allow you to keep taking and taking and taking, right? It's human nature because a lot of humans, not all, I don't know, but I would like to think not all human beings are predatorial by nature, right? Um, but a lot of them are. So it is definitely on me to make sure that if something doesn't seem right with the words are not matching up with the actions, because sometimes men will tell the truth of their actions and never the words, right? So you have to look and use your discernment and say, hey, well, if this individual is saying this but their actions are showing something completely different, then there's no confusion there, right? The only confusion should be, why am I still here? Why am I accepting this? Am I not worth more, right? So lately I've been watching like a lot of content having to do with, men or women building men up, right? And I've seen seen a lot of both male and female content creators basically saying, women tend to build a man up to be better for the next woman, right? I have my own perception on that, and again, like things come and go throughout my day. So just always in a turn by way of introspecting, right, and thinking, and then using common sense. If I met someone, right, that was supposedly at their lowest, and even at their lowest, they were not being a decent, kind human being. And this is just something that I also had to think about as far as, getting myself to detach from situations that are no longer benefiting me, right? It's not benefiting me to sit here and continue pining over someone that doesn't give a shit whether I live or die. And that's just the case, right? So, thinking about that and then looking at a person's pattern, right? Because men are creatures of habit. So just knowing that if, as good as I was, and if I helped you out of a dark place, right? Are you then going to go to the next person and, practice everything that you've learned or the things that you should have done differently? Probably, but old habits die hard, right? They die hard. And I say that to say, if you're ever concerned or even like for whatever freaking reason, and 9 times out of 10, it's because of ego. We don't want to feel like we took an L. Nobody wants to feel like they took an L. But sometimes that's just the nature of life, right? But if you know that a person um, mishandled you in any way, even if you feel like they mishandled you and you're worried that they're going to go and they're going to treat someone so much better and blah, 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 I wouldn't even be worried about it, to be honest. I wouldn't be. I think that some people just cannot help themselves but to drive the car off of the bridge. That is just the nature of some individuals. And that speaks absolutely nothing to you and your character and who you are as a woman. And it says everything about them. Some people want a fairy tale, but that doesn't exist. And I think that was my ultimate issue because that is what I've seen growing up. Um, you know, women in my family investing in men and making them better only for the man to go and, marry somebody else. And, watching my mother be upset and sad and depressed over men that just took and took and took from her. You know what I mean? And even when she gave her all and did everything for them and made them so much better than how she found them. And, you know, they still turned around and they gave her their whole asses to kiss. And I find myself in the very same habitual pattern. And I feel like now that I say that and I hear myself say that, you know, it's definitely a problem. It's definitely a problem, um, and something that I don't want to continue to do. Do I want to be in my house alone at 80 years old? Probably not, you know. But do I want to sit here and allow someone to mistreat me and give them all of the best of me only for them to turn around and say, thanks, appreciate your services? Not really. You know what I'm saying? I'm all set on that. And that's just what it is. So, moral of the story, don't try to fix a man. Mm-mm, don't do that. You let him sink or swim on his own, in the words of Prince Elakar. You let that man sink or you let him swim on his own. He is a grown man. It is his responsibility to figure it out. And if he can't, then that is his responsibility and his alone. You take that energy, and I'm talking to myself now, as well as you, because you need to hear it. You take that energy and you figure out why you feel like you have to give that away. And then you turn around and you dump every single ounce of that energy back into yourself. Period. Okay. The last thing I want to end this off with is something I wrote in my book because I was writing out content. If it was working for him before you, then who are you to tell them he needs to fix it? Okay? Period. If he was content with however his being was, whatever he was doing before, whether it was bed hopping or partying or drinking, except let it be. I've learned to take the things visually, put it up here, and say, that's not what I want. Mm-mm, it's not what I want. And then I have to ask myself that hard question. I attracted this person for one of two reasons. It's either something that is lacking in me, or to see if I have the ability to say, no, this doesn't suit me. It's not fitting me. And I went a very long while attracting people because there were voids inside of myself that I was unwilling to put any focus, attention on, address. So, shout out to my ex. Thank you. Because if it were not for you, I would not be doing and moving in the direction I'm supposed to be moving in now. So, I do appreciate you. But that is it. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please make sure you smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification because I'm about to start pumping these out like nobody's business. Also, please make sure you check my bio on my channel's page. I do have a GoFundMe. Any donations would be greatly appreciated. I am trying to become a certified life coach. As a result, for your generosity, I will be taking on any of the donators as clients as soon as I graduate. It is a 12-month program. I do look forward to accelerating myself through it. So hopefully it'll take less than 12 weeks. Um, I appreciate you guys. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. Truth, Trust, and Trajectory. This is Shakim. Okay, bye.